So let's go on to some music background till we get our next guest on. Now, you all know who KORALY Dimitriadis is. Yes, I love her dearly, and so do you all. She's a bestseller, rebellious poet, writer, performer, film theatre. Her books, Love and FCK Poems, also in Greek, Just Give Me the Pills, and She's Not Normal. Short stories, The Mother Must D-E. Opinions include today's show, full opinion videos on TikTok. You can follow basically everywhere. So I'm guessing she's trying to come on now. Let me just see if we've got her. And no, we don't have her on yet. Not quite sure what she's doing. We'll work it out. Let me actually go on to a song until we get her on. All right, let me just get you a really nice song, something different for you. Actually, that's not going to work. We'll just go back here and I'll just listen to this song.
Με βασιλικό γιαρέμ και δυόσμο. Στολής ο Θεός γιαρέμ τον κόσμο. Μ' συννεφιά γιαρέμ και πόρα. Και πέσε κακό γιαρέμ στη χώρα. Τώρα το παιδί γιαρέμ μονάχο. Μοιάζει με πουλί γιαρέμ σε βράχο. Τέτοιο ξαφνικό Χριστέ μου. Να μην ξαναδώ ποτέ μου. Με της ομορφιάς γιαρέμ τον ήλιο. Σου χτίσα κι εγώ γιαρέμ βασίλειο. Μα ήτανε καιροί γιαρέμ και χρόνοι. Και έγινε καπνός γιαρέμ και σκόνη. Και έμεινε η καρδιά γιαρέμ μονάχη. Σαν και σε ρημιάς γιαρέμ το στάχι. Τέτοια συμφορά Χριστέ μου. Να μην ξαναδώ ποτέ μου. Με του φεγγαριού γιαρέμ παγιάζει. Το όνειρο χαράς γιαρέμ μοιράζει. Μα στη ξαστεριά γιαρέμ της μέρας. Γίνεται φτερό γιαρέμ για γέρας. Τώρα στο ματιού γιαρέμ την άκρη. Θάλασσα κυλάει γιαρέμ το δάκρυ. Τι να πω κι εγώ Χριστέ μου. Που με ένα μικρό πουλί κάνε μου. Με βασιλικό γιαρέμ και δυόσμο. Στολής ο Θεός γιαρέμ τον κόσμο. Μ' συννεφιά γιαρέμ και πόρα. Και πέσε κακό γιαρέμ στη χώρα.
And we have our special guest coming on right now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can right now. How are you, KORALY?
Oh, great, because I was... Hi, how are you? Sorry, I was in a panic because, like, I couldn't get the right
Okay,
link,
darling.
but I'm glad it
That's
worked
okay.
out.
Slowly we get you on. It's not a problem. We just throw in another song and it doesn't matter. Coralie, where are you coming live from? Are you back in Cyprus? I thought you were in the US. You've gone back?
No, I never went. I never went to the US. I was touring around Europe and going like backwards and forwards between Cyprus and other European countries. But for the last few weeks, I've been in Cyprus.
Oh, out. So, welcome to RPPFM, the voice of the peninsula, 98.7, 98.3 on the FM dial here in Melbourne. But we're also live via the live stream, so they can hear us worldwide and people can see us worldwide on the social platforms, the KK Factor, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, and Insta tonight. Coralie, welcome. And it's the first time I've got you here at RPPFM. I've interviewed you, I think, at all the stations that I've worked for. Is that right? Yeah, I have, haven't I? I've been following your journey for so long.
Yeah, I didn't realize you changed
Yes, I did.
stations. So
not a
thanks for
problem. I
inviting
pulled
me.
the pin from the other one and said adios, and RPPFM said welcome. Coralie, you're just bloody amazing, like really amazing. It's when I talk about you, the first word that comes to mind is the controversial poet. And you know, when I look at your platforms, rebellious poet, you've got a voice. You've established a voice, and it's been a long journey, and the Greek community is so proud of you. The Cypriot community is so proud of you. You know, going and becoming a writer, poet writer, and having your books recognized, and for the first time ever being published, a Greek poet, a Cypriot girl. Tell us about your journey for our new listeners here at RPPFM.
So I got married very young at 22 and wasn't really encouraged to pursue the arts. I would say I had a very kind of, controlled upbringing. So when I had my daughter, I realized that I was living a life that others wanted me to live, not my own life. So that caused me to reassess everything in my life. And I kind of had an explosion of creativity when I left my marriage as a single mother. And I started writing a novel in secret, which is yet to be published, but I hope it will be published soon. A love story set in Melbourne and Cyprus. But poetry was my liberation, and it was a tool that I used to empower myself and to connect with other people who had experienced what I experienced. And I wrote poetry. I started writing opinion articles. These days I'm doing more online opinion videos is what I call them, because I don't want to be told what to do by the media or what to say. And I'm finding it extremely liberating. And in the last year, I've also published my debut short story collection as well. So my books are Love and F Poems, Just Give Me the Pills, She's Not Normal, and the short stories is The Mother Must Die.
Which is just amazing. Like the title's like, whoa, but I've read it and I've got to say it's a must. Whether you're a male or a female, it's a must to read it. It's not The Mother Must Die, so to speak, but without giving away what the storyline is, it does make a lot of sense, and it's an unbelievable story. I love the book. I love everything that you write in there. Now, you've won an award. Is that for The Mother Must Die or the F Poem ones?
So last year I won for Just Give Me the Pills Best Book of Narrative Poetry at American Book Fest, and this year I won Best Book of Narrative Poetry at the Legacy Book Awards at American Book Fest, which that is my first poetry book, which I published a very long time ago in 2012, and all my poetry books are published through my press, Outside the Box Press, because I didn't want to be told how to write poetry and what to write. And I've been lucky that I got some national distribution for my poetry books. And I also want to say as well with The Mother Must Die, yes, I don't want mothers to die. I am a mother. It's more, I'm talking metaphorically, as the stories are about the working class, experience, migrant experience, how migrants integrate into Australian culture, and also the struggle of single mothers and how patriarchy essentially tries to destroy the mother, which is the title of the book is about one of the stories where a mother just is tired of patriarchy and feels ripped off and just wants to die,
Don't give away too
basically.
much. Don't
So,
give, because I love this book. Don't give away too much. I really want them to buy the book and
I
read it,
won't.
because the
I
stories is,
won't. I
look,
won't.
when I started the book, I couldn't put it down. Like each story, I just couldn't put it down. It has that effect. And I think for non-Greeks, if they read it, they will get hooked even more, because then it's like they're embracing this other world, this other upbringing than they're not used to, of what goes on in ethnic families. So I don't want you to give too much away, because I do have a very diverse audience.
Okay.
And yeah, The Mother Must Die. Where can they purchase the book?
Um, most bookshop, like you can purchase it on Amazon and from my website. And in Australia, you can order it from any bookshop. It's definitely in Readings, I know. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find online. You can also get signed copies from my website, which is
That's
koralydimitriadis.com.
it. Coralie, you look beautiful. That tan, that European tan, does wonders. You just look so relaxed, really lovely. Because let's face it, the rest of the interviews I've ever done with you, you've always been here in Melbourne. You look amazing.
Yeah.
Tell us how you're doing with your tour, first of all, and then I want to touch a little bit on the fires, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the listeners are saying, "Oh my gosh, she's in Cyprus. There are fires in Cyprus." And let's face it, the media here, it was like when we had fires in Australia, they made it sound as if the whole of Australia was on fire. So let's just talk a little bit about that first, just to kill that curiosity. How bad is it? How far away from you is it? What's actually happening in Cyprus?
There are no fires at the moment, from what I know. But there were fires a few weeks ago, and they were actually like an hour from where I was, even closer. Actually, no, they reached even half an hour from where I was in the city. So it was pretty scary. And the thing that concerned me the most was, in Australia, when we have fires, we get SMSs, we get notifications, and there just didn't seem to be those kinds of
Programs in place.
um, you know systems in place in Cyprus. And apparently the person that was in charge of the Cyprus was like in charge of the fires was actually like away on holidays in Australia, ironically. And the person that they left in charge didn't feel that they had the authority to action
No,
the plans that needed to be
no. So
actioned, or
no
there
one
was,
takes
like,
makes an
I mean,
executive decision, so to speak. Wow.
yeah, no one really made an
Oh
executive
gosh.
decision. And also, the fires were lit at around, I think, like in the afternoon. And then I was reading in the media that they weren't going to put any water on the fires at night. And then I asked, well, why is that? And they said, oh, because they didn't have the right equipment to fly over the fires at night to put water. And then I did some research and I found out that Victoria, for example, they do have that equipment, and then we did get help from other countries, but it was too late. By that time, a big part of Limassol
No,
had been burnt.
that's
And
shocking.
it's really upsetting, because a lot of people from Limassol live in the villages. Like, when you think villages, you can't think like, oh, remote. It's not that. It's like internal, like villages that are on the outskirts of the city, because people have been pushed out into the villages because the rents are so expensive in Limassol. So even one of my friends, which is like a half an hour drive from me, the fire reached her village, and there was like, she had no notification, no firefighters were in her village when it came. Like, it just seems like they're not where they need to be when it comes to emergency
Wow.
response. and I think that's been acknowledged. My frustrations with Cyprus, I have to say that while I enjoy, working in Europe, and I do have a lot of opportunities for my work in Cyprus and in Europe, I do get frustrated with the fact that, um, you know, I don't want to call it like a lawless society because there are laws, but it just seems like people just don't follow them, or are slow to follow them, or just some of the businesses I encounter, like stuff that would never happen in Australia, that we just would never happen. That
Yes, and we take all that for
that's the
granted.
frustrating thing. Yes,
Wow.
and that we do take for granted, yeah. However, on the flip side of that, I like to be able to, I'm a big swimmer. I love to swim. And when I say swim, I don't mean lounging at the beach. I mean swimming laps, like with goggles and everything. And so being in Cyprus, in Limassol, I'm able to like work during the day, and then, at around 6, 7 o'clock, because it's still so hot at night, I can just go and like swim my laps. And I feel like really healthy because every day I'm swimming basically, and I'm in the
Yeah.
sun, and like,
And cold water is very
it's just like
refreshing.
that
It
balances
helps
it
with
out.
anxiety and everything else. That's amazing. That
Yeah.
is absolutely amazing.
That's why it looks
You
so
do,
good.
you
That's
look
why it looks so good, because
amazing.
I'm exercising, I'm swimming every day.
That is so good. So the tour in general now, tell me how it's been for you.
I'm not like touring anymore now. Like I finished the tour, so I'm just in Cyprus
Relaxing.
now. It's done.
How did you find the tour?
I'm not relaxing. I'm still working.
How did you find
Sorry?
the tour?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not relaxing. I'm still working every day. There's a lot of opportunities that I'm trying to explore here in Cyprus, and I'm also running a workshop this Sunday, a writing workshop. But the tour was very interesting. Every country has its own vibe, and the way I'm received in each country like differed greatly. I would have to say my most exciting experience was in Berlin, which I've never performed in before. I was part of this festival called like Rage Con, which was about feminine rage,
Oh,
and
wow.
I got to
Yep.
about
That's
my
writing for you.
experience. What was that?
That's right for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's just me. So when I got invited to be part of, but I was like, this is exactly
That's
what I
so
want to
good.
do. Like, I want to be part of this festival. And I got to talk on panel discussions with other um, artists in Berlin. And it was about, how do we like use our rage constructively, and how do we embrace our rage. And I also got to perform as well as part of the festival, and it was really great. I was really well
That's so
received,
good.
and I was thinking like I definitely have to go back to Berlin, like, yeah. But I got to go to so many different places, which was
Which
great.
was where were you that you probably got the least out of? Not so good.
I don't know. Like I I don't know. It's interesting. Now I'm going to say something really
Well,
controversial.
why not? We are talking to Coralie Dimitriadis here.
I just think like, Greece is a hard nut to crack.
Why do you think that, Coralie?
I thought
What's the barriers?
the barriers are, I'm going to explain with a story what the barriers are. So at one of the writers' festivals I was part of, in Greece, they had a panel discussion on, and I wasn't involved. I just went to the session on the rise of the right wing, and it was a panel discussion with about, how the left need to be setting a better example for, right wing ideologies, which include, like how women are being like silenced, and women are, their rights with abortion, and the anti-migration. They were talking about all the issues with the right, and there were no women on the panel.
No.
No women, no
No.
women, and there was Yeah,
Hang
I
on a
know.
minute. This has
I
got
know.
to do with
I
women,
know.
and there's no women on the panel. So the men are dictating.
Yeah,
Wow.
and wait, it gets worse. Yeah, it gets worse, right? There was no question time. So I couldn't even say, like, hang on a minute,
Talk
like,
about shutting the women
where are
down.
the
No
women?
opportunity.
Right? It was all journalists, and I had even said to the festival, like, because I performed at the festival, I had even said, like, I'm happy to be part of panel discussions or anything. I wasn't asked to be part of it because I guess I'm not qualified. Maybe they think I'm not qualified enough, but I said to someone, not
Okay.
giving any names, I said to someone, I complained about this to a man later on, someone that I know. And they said to me, oh, that's because women don't put
Then
themselves
they're
forward.
given the opportunity. Like they didn't even give you the opportunity.
And I said, no, I said, no, I said, I put myself forward. And they said, no, but that means you didn't put yourself forward enough, or that you just couldn't
But
speak
they
on the
didn't give you that
topic.
opportunity because it's all male on this panelist. Where's the opportunity?
Yeah. So,
Look, and knowing you, Coralie,
yeah. So
did you not
it
contact the
really,
media and say, I want to talk about this? This is what a gentleman said to me. Can we talk about it? I've never seen you be speechless.
it's like I want to, actually, to be honest, I've been wanting to put out a post about it and I haven't yet. I don't want to disrespect the festival
But you can
because
still
they
do it in a
programmed
way
me.
that's
But
respectable. You just got to maybe not put fully
yeah, I
100%
will
Coralie
write
into it.
something.
Maybe put 40% Coralie into it.
Yeah, I guess this tour, I haven't really toured this extensively in Europe ever, and it's been a long time because
Yeah.
COVID really put a break on my touring. So, but I am really stunned by how backwards and patriarchal Greece and
Wow.
Cyprus can be. There's a lot of work to be done. And I mean, I'm shell shocked. I'm confused. And it's interesting. I also did a post on social media that had quite a number of views about how all the participants on MasterChef, the judges, are men in Greece.
Did you ask him if
And
they
I
actually
had so many women in my comments saying to me, oh, that's because there are no chefs in Greece. And I was like, yeah. And I was like,
No.
minute. So historically, women are the ones that have to be in the kitchen.
And yet
Women
women
have
are
to be
no
the
good.
ones that
Oh my
cook,
gosh.
right? Yet there are no Greek
Oh
good
no
female
way.
chefs. And some people were saying to me, women and men, if you don't like it, just go back to Australia. We like these guys.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
That to you would be like a massive
Yeah. I'm
slap.
just
Like, whoa.
yeah, because I'm just like I've never I mean, I performed in Athens twice at a bookshop in the past before COVID, but I've never like really been this kind of ingrained in Greek culture. This is probably the longest trip I've done in Europe. It's 4 months. So, so I've really seen things and witnessed things that are really
Wow.
problematic politically with patriarchy. Oh man, I could just go on all
Well,
day
we
with
can't
the
because I'm actually
issues,
very
like
mindful of our
when I make
time.
my when
Yeah,
I make my videos.
we're literally got only 15 minutes before I finish the show. And your conversations, it's too hard to ever
Okay.
finish because yeah, you intensely look at things and dissect things. And this conversation, oh my goodness gracious me. So what I might do is organize a interview where I'll record you, a Zoom interview, and then I can share on the platforms and we'll talk more about this issue in Greece. I think it's a very, very important topic and it's an eye opener because we do take things for granted. And sometimes we we don't look at the positive things that we have around and what's available to us here in Australia and the support that we get in Australia. And look, Australia's still got a long way to go, but we're so far advanced when it comes to women and acceptance and diversity and equality. We're getting better and better every year. But to hear what goes on in Greece, this was the first time I've ever heard what you just said. It's like, whoa, that's huge. And you know what? I'm
Yeah, and
glad that you
yeah.
experienced it, because if there's one person that can voice it, it is you. It is you, Coralie, and that's what you're known
Thank you.
for,
Yeah, I think
and I
so.
think it's important, and I'm hoping that the media, the Greek media outlets, do get in touch with you to discuss it with you a bit more further and see if it's, a good little write-up, because here in Australia, yeah, we do need to know what goes on in Greece, so we can be more happy here.
Well, especially, yeah, especially in the diaspora, the communities themselves are still, backwards in a way when it comes to the homeland, but it kind of makes sense more why we are so backwards to me now when I go to Greece and I see this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why the diaspora is backwards.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm glad that you experienced it. I really do. I really am. Because I know
Yeah,
you'll
it
write
opened my
about it, you will
eyes.
talk about it. It's an eye opener for you. And everyone does follow you for those views. And it is better to hear it from you rather than to hear it from a third party. And, things just don't come out the way they should, or, for us to know the truth. Coralie, I'm so sorry. I am mindful of the time. And I'm forever grateful getting you on live. And when you come back, I'll get you back on live. We'll continue this conversation live on our double PFM. I'll dedicate a show for you only. Enjoy the rest of the tour, or the rest of the holiday now, because your tour is over. Enjoy Cyprus. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Everyone can follow you on any social platform, Coralie Dimitriadis. Yes. All
Yes.
books are available. The Mother Must Die, the Something F Poems, that's another good one. Um, She's Not
Love
Normal,
and If poems,
Love
she's
and
not normal, and just give me the peels.
and Give Me the Pills. That's right. But my favorite,
Yeah.
look, they're all very different. They're not the same sort of books. They're all so different to each other. But my favorite has to be The Mother Must Die. I must say that's kind of like my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
really do.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah, I
good
love
to
it.
know.
But like I said, they're all the books are different. Some are more poetry. They're all different. So I'm not saying that I don't like the other ones. It's just The Mother Must Die is just, for me, it was like, wow, like the way it was put together. Yeah, it was really good. Carly, thank you so, so much, and enjoy
Thank
the rest of
you.
it
Thanks for having me.
anytime. Feel like, yeah.
Bye.